And this is how we started 23rd day of the month. It's a Tuesday morning and we give glory to God. Testimonies everywhere. That is how Ada is helping us to give testimonies to the old man out there for stirring our faith in spirit with us and helping us to see another opportunity. A good morning to you wherever you are. However you're watching us, I trust you're doing so well. And there have been drizzles this morning, especially from where I'm coming from. So if you're also having same in your part of the country, you would want to take note, you would want to pay attention as you step out. So don't forget your umbrellas, don't forget your raincoats, even the kids on their way to school. You would want to, hold their hands and take them to school or drive them to school, or however you would want that, just to keep them safe. If you're driving, you need to pay attention to the low ground, to the high ground, so you know where exactly to tread on, because of some issues that actually sprout up after there are heavy rains in our country. So you would want to pay attention to that. So it's another opportunity for us here to give you nothing but the best of entertainment, education, and information. And today is not going to be an exception. We're going to serve you the usuals. Sweet Ajele is going to come your way, and then we'll come back to discuss matters arising. Lots of issues are emanating in the news, and paramount among them is the president that has been touring the Upper West region for some time now, and he has been speaking about how he's putting in place some exceptional measures and investments to secure borders against threats from terrorists, especially at the northern parts of the country. And all of this comes at the back of the See Something, Say Something campaign that came up some time ago after Ghana started to work on, after we started to work on our terrorism issues in the country. So the president actually said this yesterday on an interview inside the Upper West region on his tour to the region, assuring that government is actually taking exceptional measures. And then the Office of the Special Prosecutor is also in the news because the former Special Prosecutor, who is Martin Amidu, who I thought some time ago has not been saying certain things about what's happening in the country, has now, come out to clear the air that he concurs with Colonel Damwe's comments that the recent Labianca report by Mr. Kisejaben, who is the special prosecutor, is very hollow and unconstitutional. And according to special prosecutor, he really doesn't see how such reports is all about corruption and corrupted related offences. But it looks like the special prosecutor Kisejabe is not going to hold his fire anytime soon, because he is actually addressed as that he's going to commence investigation. And just yesterday there's been a presser that has also been released to that effect, sending a strong message that investigation is going to begin on suspected corruption related offences in respect of auction sales of vehicles and other goods by the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. So there's a presser to that effect, and then we are going to read that out during that segment, Matters Arise. And then also BOG has also sent us a tall list of some entities that are into money lending that they believe that are unlicensed. So they are telling us that there are works that are being taken on, or actions that are being taken on against these entities, and they're also advising the general public to desist doing business with these loan providers. After Matters Arising, well, of course, it's always interactive. You can send us your thoughts, comments around all that we're going to talk about on that segment. Precious Azuma, the sports goddess, is also on standby. She'll be here after that segment to give you the latest in the world of sports. A lot are happening, especially with what our former player, Asamoah has been saying, and all of that. What people are even saying about him, if he's really okay or he's really fit for to help Ghana to get to Qatar and all of that. We'll talk about that. That will be Precious's segment. And then today I'm going to sit with our resident midwife, Rabia Twafarwa Asarimenta, and she's going to help us discuss adolescents' reproductive health. It has actually been a very sensitive topic that a lot of parents think that they do not have any business in that aspect in their adolescents' lives. But it looks very important that parents especially in the homes, because the home can actually be an institution, a very instrumental institution that can also focus on adolescent reproductive health as regards to promoting and as regards to educating the adolescents that we have in our various communities. So I'm going to sit with Rabi and tell us all that adolescent reproductive health entails, and the parents, especially the mothers' role in that aspect of their adolescents' lives. So it's going to be full of education, full of information, and of course we'll spice with some good music in between to entertain you as well. Like I said, the rains are out there, some drizzles, especially from where I'm coming from this morning. So you would want to pay attention by getting your raincoats or your umbrellas, paying attention to the kids on their way to school, and even yourself on your way to school, on your way to work, or wherever you're stepping out to, you would want to pay attention to that. Of course, we'll give you stories that are also on the front pages and all of that. So this is Hstv, this is Healthy Morning, brought to you by Kankesi Prudential Life Insurance Ghana. We are live on YouTube at Hstv Live. We're also active on our WhatsApp platform where you have the numbers at the left hand side of your screen. So you're welcome once again. We're going to take a quick 10, and then when we come back, Sweet Ajele will get into the kitchen. My name is Stephanie Ejochinamon, and I will be back after this break.
Hello sweet team, welcome back to my channel. This is Sweet Ajele. I am so excited to be with you all today, and I hope everyone is doing wonderfully well. So as you can see, I have my nicely washed chicken, and I'm going to add some salt and boiling hot water. I'll then cover it up and allow it to sit for 3 to 5 minutes, and you will see why right now. So because I can really parboil my chicken, this is how I like to do it, which helps me to take off any excess feather and skin that they weren't able to take off, because I absolutely love this part of the chicken, but I don't eat it from everywhere because I don't know how they've cleaned it. But this is how I do it to get rid of anything that I don't want to be eating, okay? And this is what the hot water does to the chicken. It helps you to be able to get rid of all of these yellowish skin that's usually at is that the knuckle? I don't know. But if you want to see how I clean and wash my chicken before doing this process, I'll leave a link to my fried chicken recipe in the description box, so do check that out because I do that from the beginning. But I promise you're absolutely going to love this method, because not only will it clean your chicken very well, it's not gonna cook it, so don't worry. It might look like it's beginning to cook, but it won't. Yes, that's our baby girl. She's in the kitchen too, and because this is like a cook with me, I was going to make it short, but then I thought, why don't I share this part with you all, because I know most of you are new and you have not seen my fried chicken recipe. So yes, I got rid of all that, and now I'll quickly rinse it with cold water to stop any cooking process, and we'll be on our way. So because this is soft chicken, I like to marinate it overnight. If you're using the regular hard chicken that we like to use for chicken stew, then skip this part, but this is very important. So I now put it in a pot, and I'll season it with some onion powder, garlic powder, ginger powder, cloves, my homemade chicken seasoning, and some rosemary. I'll then mix it very well, put it in my bowl, and keep it in my refrigerator overnight, or you can do this before leaving in the morning for work, so by the time you will come it will marinate very nicely. If you put this on the stove to steam it like that, it's going to fall apart without the taste totally penetrating the chicken. So this method, you cannot skip this when you're making soft chicken stew. Alright, so now that this is done, I'm going to cover it up and leave it in my refrigerator overnight. So this is the next day, and I'm dicing up some onions to bring freshness back into my chicken, and I'm using half of a medium onion. I'll also be adding 2 of my spice blend cubes, and we'll go ahead and add that to the chicken and steam it. Okay, so I'll put the chicken back in the pot and add the onions and spice blends to it, and you want to use a wide pot, because using a deep pot to steam your soft chicken will cause it to fall apart. I then add a bit of water because the chicken will also release its own juices, and you don't want too much water, but you do need water because you don't want it sticking on the bottom and tearing up. Okay, so we'll now allow this to steam nicely. I then go ahead and add some salt. I didn't add that yesterday because I didn't want it to be too salty, and we'll be stirring it every 3 to 5 minutes while the chicken is still firm. As soon as we feel it beginning to cook, we'll turn the heat off and just cover it to sit for about 10 minutes before going ahead and frying it. Meanwhile, I'll prep my other ingredients. I have a large bell pepper, a medium-sized onion, ginger, and I'll just cut everything up with my canned tomatoes and 4 fresh tomatoes to make my tomato sauce, because I no longer have my homemade tomato sauce. So until I make another batch, this is what I do. Okay, you can add pepper to this if you like hot pepper. You can add it at this point and it should be so good. So I'll just cut everything up and I'll go ahead and blend it and start up on my tomato sauce. I also added 4 cloves of garlic, and yeah, I'm just going to make the sauce. I'll cook this down until most of the water and the tomatoes dry out. This will make my stew making process quick and also take the sourness out of my tomatoes. Right, so our tomato sauce is on the way, and I'm going to cut up this large onion with some hot peppers, and we're going to blend it to start up our stew. But please don't forget to keep checking back on your chicken and stirring it. And ours is looking good, and I absolutely love this wooden spoon. It is the best and it's cheap. It's done now, so we'll set it aside and heat up some oil to fry it, and I'll be using coconut oil. So I'm just going to go ahead and add my chicken to the oil and allow it to do its thing, just like it's doing here. And I went ahead to strain my stock, and this is what I got out of it. I'll add that to my pepper and onion to start up the stew. And on the top right corner is the entrance into my guest bathroom. That is where I went to wash my hand in my other vlog that I went to the garbage. I never wash my hand in my kitchen sink when I come from outside. I feel it's just nasty. So that's what the bathroom is for. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. And look at our chicken. Oh, it's looking so good. I mean, it tastes good, and you want to fry this until it is nice and firm so it does not fall apart in your stew on a medium low heat so it does not burn. Or you could fry it to the texture that you like. It's also fine. And it's done, so I'm going to get it out of the oil and set it aside. My tomato sauce at this point is also done, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn off the heat and allow it to rest on the side, and once we're ready we use it. I then go ahead and strain my oil because we're ready to start our stew, and we'll add our blended up peppers and onion and the tasty stuff from the stock, and we're going to fry this for about 5 minutes. You want to fry it well. Jake no shimi fine. Ni no bahano flango. Alright? Frying it well will help your stew taste really good, and remember to stir periodically. At this point, I add some of my Tasty Tom tomato paste. This is not a sponsored video. I just like it, so that's what I'm using. You can use any type of tomato sauce, tomato paste of your choice. And the best one to use is your homemade one. Yes, it's absolutely delicious. And we're going to fry that for an additional 5 minutes. Okay, next I'll add my bay leaves and my shrimp powder. This will ensure that my stew tastes good, and I'll cook this for about 3 minutes. Next, I'll add my tomato sauce and I'll stir it nicely and allow it to cook for an additional 10 minutes. At this point, our stew is doing well, so I just got out my chicken stock from the refrigerator, the same stock that I got out of steaming my chicken, but I put it in the refrigerator to help it solidify a bit so I can skim off the oil. I hate cooking with this oil. This oil solidifies when it's cold, so I don't know what it's going to do in my stomach. It is animal fat. It's totally optional, but I like to do this. I just usually don't show it in the video, but yeah, this is a cook with me, so you get to see everything that I try to do behind the scenes. And I'm just going to get rid of this oil. It's not good at all. Then I'll go ahead and add the stock to the stew and allow it cook for about 10 more minutes before we go ahead and add in our chicken. So here's our chicken, is ready for our stew. So we're just going to go ahead and add it into the stew. And as always, be sure to stir your stew because you do not want to waste your hard work. Next, I'll steam some eggs. Then I'll go ahead and wash all the dishes. Also, I'll be having some sweetie tins with my chicken stew, which will be kelewele. Alright, y'all. Now, I already have an in-depth tutorial on how I make my kelewele recipe. So if you haven't seen that yet, I'm going to leave a link in the description bar below. So do check it out. You are going to absolutely love that recipe. It's very simple, but so delicious. So from the aroma I'm perceiving from this kelewele, it is ready. So I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the oil into my paper towel lined plate and allow it to cool, and we will be ready to enjoy it. And here you have it. I like mine darker. Hubby likes his lighter. So yeah, that's it. Yes, y'all, the stew look like it is done. And it is, y'all. It is done. It tastes so good. I did not add any more salt because my stock was well seasoned, and that's all that I needed. But add your seasonings to your taste, okay? It is your food. Make it the way you like it. Now serve and enjoy. Just look at that. Isn't it calling your name? In fact, it says Sweet Team. So your head up here as I dish out this rice. Head to my island. Let's eat together with our special guest being Gabe. So I'm just going to serve him and we're going to eat together. We cooked together, y'all. So we have to eat together. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. This is Sweet Ajili. Thank you so much for subscribing. And to the Sweet Team, I love you all so much. Until I see you in my next video, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke unamini uche mi sweet mahabotu. Bye y'all.
What is this you're watching?
It's called a match game. I think it's like Family Feud.
Welcome back, and it's time for Sports in Minutes Live on Hstv. My name is Precious Azuma, and starting off with the stories, former Ghana captain Asamoah Gyan says that he still harbors hopes of playing for the Ghanaian Giants, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, but needs to be fit first. He says that when he regains his fitness, he will play for Kumasi Asante Kotoko after missing the chance some years ago. So he actually said, I've been in Accra. Actually, I'm an Accra boy. I didn't want to move to another city, and Legon Cities contacted me. Although I was talking to Kotoko, I had wanted to be in Accra, he said during that interview at the Denta show. When I get fit and start playing competitive football, obviously I'll play for Kotoko, he added. So it actually looked like it's not only the Black Stars that our former captain wants to play for, but also Kumasi Asante Kotoko. But we are hoping that, you know, things fall into place so that we will be seeing him, you know, playing for any team here in Ghana. Now moving on, let's stay a bit longer on Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And it turns out that they have completed the signing of young defender John Tedeku from Wafa SC for the upcoming season. The 20-year-old left-back penned a 3-year deal with the Porcupine Warriors and is expected to replace Imoro Ibrahim, who recently left the club to join Sudanese giants Al Hilal. Tedeku, who previously had a tryout Australian side Red Bull Salzburg, enjoyed an amazing 21-22 season with the Academy boys featuring 28 times. Despite his outstanding performance, Wafa suffered relegation and will participate in the Division 1 league in the upcoming season. So it turns out that Tedeku will begin training with his new teammates when they return from their trip to Sudan for the international friendly against Al Hilal over there. Now let's do some European stories. And England striker Euro 2022 winner Ellen White has announced her retirement from football. Yes, the 33-year-old made the announcement in a heartfelt message yesterday on Twitter, saying, "This decision has always been one I have wanted to make on my terms, and this is my time to say goodbye to football and watch the next generation shine." White played a key role as the Lionesses clinched the European Championship this summer, starting every match and scoring twice to take her final record for her country to 52 goals. She represented England at the 3 Euros and 3 World Cups, scoring 6 goals at the 2019 tournament. Now let's move into the camp of Chelsea, and their gaffer Thomas Tuchel has been charged with improper conduct following his comments on referee Anthony Taylor's decision in the ill-tempered Premier League draw with Tottenham Hotspur. England's Football Association said yesterday Tuchel accused Taylor and the video assistant referee Dean of making wrong decisions, which ultimately helped Spurs come away from Stamford Bridge with a point as tempests flared, and both he and his counterpart Antonio Conte saw red. The FA added that Tuchel has until Thursday to respond to the charges. Tuchel had already received a suspended touchline ban of about €35 fine following his confrontation with Tottenham Hotspur's boss Antonio Conte. Very interesting story over there, but I think Chelsea really have to solve this particular issue. However, yesterday Manchester United played against Liverpool, and quite surprisingly they beat them by 2-1.
Robertson's corner then, spun in. Is this the assisty? Almost got on the line, and it's a claim forehand ball that will be looked at surely, but Harvey Elliott, who spins one goalwards, How did it stay out of the back of the Manchester United net?
And that was quite a huge blow to the Liverpool fans. However, let's say a bit longer. Manchester United, and they have confirmed the signing of Casemiro from Real Madrid in the deal worth about 70 million euro with Erik ten Hag, describing the Brazilian as the cement between the stones in midfield.